Hello, welcome back everyone. Now in today's session, we are going to discuss about a very interesting problem that has been asked in a Microsoft for the role of data science and senior data analyst. The problem statement is very simple and you can solve this problem with just a few lines of code. If you have gone through my earlier videos, I have explained about this sort of function that we are going to consume in this problem. So if you haven't watched, then please go and watch that videos. But don't worry, I'll also explain about this function in this video in detail. So you will have more clarity, and if you have seen this type of problem in future, you can solve it in just a minute. So just understanding the problem statement. Write a SQL query to find all dates ID with higher temperature compared to its previous dates. Okay, so we'll understand it. What does it means? Here we have table, name as input table. I'll give this table name as weather. Here we are having three columns, name is ID, their respective record date and their temperature. So just coming for ID 1, here we are having data for 1st of January. The temperature is 10. Now coming for ID 2nd, here the date is 2nd of January and the temperature is 25. So as you can see that the temperature is higher as compared to previous one on 2nd of January. So we want this record, means second ID. Now coming to 3rd of January, which is a having of ID 3, the temperature is 20. It is higher or lower? It is lower, so we don't want. Now coming to ID 4, which is having a date of 4th of January, in temperature is 30. It is higher to the previous date? Yep, so we want this. Now coming to 5th of January, and the temperature is lower as compared to previous one. So we have to solve this problem on this basis, means if the temperature is higher as compared to previous date, then we need to filter that data. So what we want in output, we want this because the temperature is higher as compared to its previous date. Okay, so before solving the problem, I request you all just execute this SQL query so we can solve this problem parallelly and we both can learn something new. Okay, and just think, how can you solve this problem? Which sort of function we can use? How can you make this problem a simpler one? So I am just executing this query. Select star from weather table. That is just as we have seen as input. So before solving this problem, here we are going to use lag function. What is lag function? Here I have just noted down all of the points. But don't worry, we will understand this point while solving this problem. So you will have 2s gain, means first of all the problem solution, and second what is lag function and how can we consume to solve a big problem like this. So I am just using this table. Select star from table name, that is weather. Okay, let's execute this. Okay, what we want temperature comparison on the basis of previous date. So if we can just calculate the previous date temperature in another column, then it will be easy for us. How can we do that? So for that we are going to use lag function. What is lag function? Lag. What is the first value here? It is a scalar expression. The value to be returned based on the specified offset, means what we want to return here, we want the temperature to be returned. So I'll write temperature. Okay, and the second parameter is offset. Offset means the number of rows back from the current rows from which to obtain a value. If it is not specified, by default it is 1. So here you can see that if I'll not specify, it is by default 1. Here also we have to compare the temperature with previous one. Like for this scenario the value should be null. For this scenario the temperature will be 10 and so on. Okay, now going forward, after that we are having over. So I am just writing over, and after that partition by clause. So partition by clause, if we have to partition the data on the basis of certain categories, but here we don't have any categories. Okay, so we don't need, and it is also optional one. Okay. Now after that we are having order by clause. What is order by clause? Order by. We want the data should be sorted on the basis of their respective record date, correct? So I'll write record date. Perfect. So what we did here, we have used lag function and we have passed first parameter as temperature because we want temperature of previous date, means previous value. Perfect. After that we have used over. This is the basic syntax of lag. Over, here we don't want a data should be partitioned because we are not having categories here, and we are just ordering the data, sorting the data on the basis of the record date. Perfect. So what will the column name here? It will be previous, prev temp, means previous temperature. I am executing this and you will understand that. So for 1st of January the temperature was 10. What was the previous date? We don't have any data, therefore it is null. What was for 2nd of January? The temperature is 25, but what was for previous date? It is 10. Perfect. Now for 3rd of January the temperature is 20. What was for previous date? 25, and so on. So here we are having one more column named as previous temperature, which is showing the temperature of previous date, correct? Now if we can compare the temperature of current date with previous date, then it will be easy and we can solve the problem. And the problem statement is the temperature should be higher than previous date. Only we need to compare. So for that I am just using this query once more. So for that I am going to use CTE. What is CTE? CTE means common table expression. Like here we have written down some query scripts and I want to reuse that table. Then we have to use CTE. Select star from CTE. The output will be same as before. Yep. Now what we want filtering on the basis of temperature. The temperature should be greater than previous temperature. Perfect. Let's execute this. Yep. So we are getting the data which is having the temperature greater than previous date. And which sort of column we want? ID and record date only. Now I'll execute it. Yep, we're getting the output. So what we did in this problem, we have used only the lag function to calculate the temperature for previous date, and after that we've specified a where condition or filtering the data if temperature of current date is higher than its previous dates. This was a very simple problem, but if you're not aware about lag function, then you could not solve this problem in just single line of codes, few lines of codes. I hope so that you understand this question. If you're having any question, then please just drop the comment. You need any guidance or any sort of problems more. If you're liking my content, then please like and share among your friends. So it will definitely motivate me to publish some more few videos about SQL Server. Thank you everyone. Have a great day ahead.